All right, all right, all right. Hello, hello, hello. Y'all know what it is. Come on, it's Wednesday night Bible study, Masterclass. Listen, I want you right now to tap in. Let me know that you can hear me. Let me know everything is good. Let me know that you can see, hear, and you understand. We want to make sure the stream is good. I am going to have fun tonight, man. We didn't, all of you that were at service, and if you were able to watch online, I think our cameras didn't show the worship. What's up? What's up, Sister Smoot? And did I say that right, Vanessa? Hey, Bridget. God moved in Living Faith on Sunday so strong that I couldn't preach my sermon. And I know the cameras didn't show the church worshiping, but people started hitting the altar. Folks began to get delivered. People began to just cry out to God. And y'all know, anybody that's known me in pastoring for the last 20 years, when God does something, I shut down. I do not interfere with what God is doing. So, my God, it was so powerful that I said, you know what? I'll just do it for Bible study. And that's what we're doing right now. So I want everyone that's here. I want y'all to just hop on right now and come on through. Let me know you're here. Hey, Honesty, how you doing? Let me know you're here. Come on, holla at me. Holla at me. Let me know that you can see me. Sister Dinwiddie, it was a powerful service. It was a powerful service. I had me in tears, had my wife in tears. I mean, you know, that's what people come to church for, is to feel God. And I do not want people, what's up, D? I do not want people coming to service and not feeling God. I want you to feel God so strong and feel such a change that whatever spirit or demon was trying to mess with you, they don't recognize you when you leave Living Faith. And that's not for me to brag. That's for you to say, I got the victory. Hey, Sister Shara. Sister Shara, we still on Avenue J, just in case you forgot. You know, we haven't moved. It's one of my OGs. All right, so listen. I want y'all to get your Bibles. Let's go to Matthew, the 20th chapter. Share. Come on, everyone. Share right now. Share. I know y'all all got like thousands of Facebook friends, and it's really only 10 of them that you know. But listen, share. I got a good one. Back surgery. All right, we're praying for healing. Hey, Pastor Bedford, how you doing, honey? Tell my brother Al I'm praying for him. I know he was hurt. Pittsburgh got beat down so bad. Lord have mercy. Pastor Fox, you need to call Brother Bedford, Brother Al. He's hurting right now. I know y'all got some type of support group for Pittsburgh fans and Dallas fans and Raider fans. My team is still in the Rams. Go Rams. All right, it is what it is. Let's get into the word. Enough of being carnal. Amen. Listen, we had people get saved. We had people get delivered. And so I'm excited. So yes, Living Faith is open as long as you have your mask on. And hopefully majority of y'all are vaccinated. If you're not, sit with your families. You know, we just want to make sure everything is safe. Let's get into the word. Woo! I'm excited about this. All right. Matthew, the 20th chapter. I don't have First Lady with me, even though she's behind the scenes right now working, making sure everything go well. Y'all give a shout out to First Lady. She's always making sure that everything goes well. She's like my IT in the background. And she knows how to work this app really, really well, StreamYard. So again, everyone share. Let's get up to 30. Let's get up to 40. People watching, and let's get into the word today. Matthew, the 20th chapter, verses 1 through 16. Matthew, the 20th chapter, verses 1 through 16. Matthew, the 20th chapter, verses 1 through 16. All right. Matthew, the 20th chapter, verses 1 through 16. And it reads, for the kingdom of heaven is like unto a man that has a householder, that is an householder, which went out early in the morning to hire laborers in his vineyard. And when he had agreed with the laborers for a penny a day, he sent them into his vineyard. And he went about it the third hour and saw others standing idle in the marketplace, and said unto them, go ye also into the vineyard, and whatsoever is right I will give to you. And they went their way. And again, about the 6th hour and the 9th hour. So he went out 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 12 o'clock, and he went out 3 p.m. All right. Because the Jewish day was 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. All right. And went about the 11th hour and found others standing idle. This is 5 o'clock, 1 hour left of daylight to work. All right. And he went in, and when he went in there, he found them standing, and he said, why are ye standing idle? And they said unto him, because no man has hired us. And he said unto them, go ye into the vineyard, and whatsoever is right ye shall receive. So when evening was come, the Lord of the vineyard said unto his steward, call the laborers and give them their hire, starting from the last until the first. And when they came in, they that were hired about the 11th hour received every man a penny. But when the first came, they supposed that they should have received more, and they likewise received every man a penny. They received the same thing that the others got. And when they had received it, they murmured against the good man of the house. They began to talk about the man that paid them, saying, these last have wrought but 1 hour, and thou hast made them equal unto us, which have borne the burden of the heat of the day. But he answered and said unto them, friend, I do thee no wrong. Didst not thou agree with me for a penny? Take what is thine and go thy way. I will give unto the last, even as unto thee. Is it not lawful? Thank you, Holy Ghost. For me to do with what I will with my own? Is thine eye evil because I am good? So the last shall be first, and the first shall be last. For many be called, but few are chosen. And I had titled this on Sunday morning Retro Pay, but I like I like this title even better. You don't get what you deserve, you get what you intend. So thank God for favor. You don't get what you deserve, you get what you intend. Thank God for favor. Again, we're talking about Sunday morning. I was going to use the text retro pay. But listen, let me break this down. So let's start off with some few key things. Jesus always talked in parables. He talked in the times in which he was living in. So there was nothing but farmers and fishermen and field work. And so if you notice, Jesus always talked according to where people were living and what they were dealing with in order to make the word come alive to them. So number one, to anyone that's going to win souls, make sure when you're trying to reach a soul that you have something that you can relate to them with. To my men, it may be a sports analogy. It may be work analogy. It may be family analogy. To my women, you may be able to use shopping. You may be able to use a hairdresser. You may be able to use nails. And I hope this don't sound feminist in nature, but that's the women that's around me. My wife gets her hair done, nails done. My daughter likes to go shopping. So use what the gospel is versatile. You can use applicable themes of today to apply it to the Bible and win folks. You don't have to keep talking thus and thous and this. Let me tell y'all something that used to always throw me off. This is something that used to always throw me off. If God spoke to the Jewish people in their language, Hebrews in their language, and then to the Gentiles in their language, why do we always have prophets speaking Shakespearean language when they prophesy? Thus saith the Lord thou. And I know where it comes from. It comes from because they heard prophets do it and they hear the Bible language. So they feel that we got to speak that way also. All right. I hear you, Danetta. They feel that we got to speak in Shakespearean language. But when God prophesies, he prophesies to you in your own words. You don't have to speak to you in Shakespearean language. My family came over to watch Macbeth. And I thought I was pretty good with Shakespearean language, but I had to really focus on the Denzel Washington movie Macbeth. And after about 10 minutes, it took about 10 minutes into the movie, and I was able to catch along and understand what was going on. I was able to catch all the similes and all of the language, and I was able to put it together. But the first 10 minutes was rough. Thou begettest me, get me thine armor. Oh, man, and blood will beget blood. I mean, I was like, whoo, I'm struggling. I'm struggling right now. But the more that I listened and the more I zoned in, the more I began to understand it and the more I enjoyed the movie towards the end, the tragedy of Macbeth. Well, God don't want people struggling, hearing your testimony, struggling, grasping the gospel. So Jesus spoke in parables. He spoke in plain day, everyday parables. Listen, to all my deep people out there, be deep, get in God. Get it spiritual in God. Pray fast. But when you talk to someone, can we keep it simple? Let's just start with there. Can we keep the gospel simple? There's enough crazy stuff. There's a preacher that I love. I like Michael Todd. And he's being dragged through the mud right now because he went and visualized the spitting of Jesus healing the blind man, and he literally brought his brother up, spit on some dirt, and rubbed it on his face. And the world is dragging him for it. I mean, and none of the Christians are coming to his aid. Nobody is helping the brother out. He was trying to make the point that sometimes the blessing of God, you will reject it if you saw what it took to get you blessed. You would reject it. And I get it. Oh man. And with COVID, and the world is just really dragging him. And it's a perfect example of taking a 2,000-year-old story, and it's okay to modernize it so that people can get the message and not mess up the intent of what you're trying to say. So now he's coming on YouTube trying to apologize, and look, y'all, it's not as bad as you think it is. And Mike Todd is one of the good ones. You know, same thing with what happened with my man at Lakewood Church. They did right. They called the cops. Somebody found all the money that was stolen in the church. Joel Osteen is the nicest dude in the world. He's the nicest cat in the world. I don't think you can get a nicer pastor than Joel Osteen. They found the money. They called the cops. They called the insurance. They did everything right. First thing people say is we need to start taxing churches that they can take $300,000 to hide it. He didn't hide it. They had reported it stolen. Somebody stole the money. Somebody went to jail for it, and it just messed it up. So what I'm trying to say is make sure you paint your picture clearly, because the world will take what you're trying to say and distort it. So number one, I want everyone that's going to win a soul talk as plain, as clear, and as clear-minded and as normal as possible, y'all. Let's not be weird Christians out there and we lose people. Can I get an amen on that? Because folks are being too weird. Anybody that know Pastor Doris know I am the coolest cat. I got on Nike tonight. When I go to the gym, I can quote scriptures with the best of them. I got tons of scriptures. But when I talk to people in our language. I talk to people in our everyday. Being deep don't mean talking in a language or in a word that people don't understand. They're going to think you weird and stay away from you. All right? Understand that most of Jesus' ministry was done with sinners and people that the church had rejected. And that's what this story is about. All right? If you're going to deal with the thugs, if you're going to deal with the homosexuals, if you're going to deal with the lesbians, if you're going to deal with the hurting, if you're going to deal with folks that's trying to kill themselves, if you're going to deal with people that are my wife is trying to help me right now. She said my connection is bad. Y'all forgive me if my connection is bad. If you're going to deal with people that are stressed and people that are on the verge of murder, we need to talk normal to them. The Bible says that a fool won't be able to err in this gospel. So if a fool can't err in this gospel, let's not be foolish the way we present it. All right? So with this story, let's deal with it. This man, Jesus uses the vineyard. The vineyard represents, let's just get the representation. The vineyard represents the world. The workers represents us. All right? And then the two types of workers represents the old workers that's been working. Can y'all still see me? Can y'all see me? Y'all see me? Let me know if y'all still see me. My screen went blank. Everybody let me know everything's okay. Say everything's okay. Everyone put okay in there because it just went blank for a second. Can y'all see me? Everybody, can y'all still see me? Y'all let me know in the comments. Okay, cool. So the field represents the world. The workers represents us. The vineyard, the guy hiring represents Jesus. All right. All right. Y'all with me? Jesus is doing the hiring. We're the workers. The field is the world. All right. Now, here's where it gets sticky. And this is where I'm going to put it into today. The people that were hired early in the morning are those saints that you run into. That's 4 or 5 generations in the church. My big mama was a missionary. My dad, okay, I'm going to use me. My grandfather pastored, my father pastored, I pastor, and now Darius and Darian will probably pastor. Brianna will maybe be a first lady one day. DJ is already a deacon. So you got those people that's been in church all they know. They're from a church generation. That's a church lineage. Those are the 6 o'clock and the 9 a.m. people. They've been in this thing a long time. And then you got the 12 o'clock people that come in. Those are the ones that may be first generation Christians. 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock. They're getting in a little late, but they still putting in work, 12 hours, 6 hours worth of work, 3 hours worth of work. Those are the ones that may have grew up in church a little bit. Their big mama kind of brought them to Sunday school. I'm trying to get y'all caught up with what this is supposed to represent. And then you get the 5 o'clock people, the ones that were standing idle. They're like, I want to work. I want to know who Jesus is. I want to get in church, but they won't let me in because I wear pants. They won't let me in because I got tattoos. They won't let me in because I got a few baby daddies. They won't let me in because my ears are pierced. They won't let me in because I still look butch. They won't let me in, brother, because I came out of the home. I don't want to be in the homosexual lifestyle, and I still got some tendencies, and none of the brothers are reaching out to me to teach me how to be a man. And Jesus says, go get them and bring them in. And so they get them, bring them in the last hour, and now it's payday. It's payday. All right? It's payday. It's payday. And this is where we're about to get into the nitty gritty. Let me help you out with something. If we believe this story, let's get with the natural part of it. I believe that many times we get angry with other people being blessed over us. Number one is because we don't know our value. And we want to match our life up against somebody else. We have the spirit in Christendom called comparisonitis. We have the spirit of comparisonitis. They got a degree, I got a degree. They've been saved for 10 years, I've been saved for 15 years. They do this, I do this. Why does it look like they're being blessed more than me? I don't understand. They don't even deserve to be blessed like this. They don't even deserve to be blessed like this. So what's going on? What's happening? Why am I, is that you, First Lady? Okay. Why am I seem like I'm lagging, or why are they being blessed as much as I'm being blessed? Y'all ever met people like that look at you up and down like you short? So number one, let me help somebody with this. I don't care where you come from. I don't care what your history is, what your history is. I don't care what hood. I don't care what denomination. I don't care what lineage in Christianity. I don't care what jail or serial number you used to have on your chest. If God has saved you, you are just as saved and just as equal as anybody else. Look at somebody and say, I am valuable to God. Somebody type valuable. Somebody type valuable right now in valuable. I am valuable. God saved the thief on the cross. Understand that story. He said Jesus is being crucified, but we did it, bro. You had one thief that was talking crazy to Jesus. You had another one that wasn't, that said, hey man, he don't belong here. We did this. We deserve crucifixion. And you don't know if they killed somebody with their thievery. You don't know if they lied on people. You don't know if they took somebody's whole. You don't know what they did necessarily along with the thievery. But apparently the thieving was greater than what it was. All right, it was greater than what it was, because he messed around and said we deserve this, but Jesus don't. And Jesus went to a thief, a robber, a person that was being killed, and said, this day you'll be with me in paradise. He made him just as valuable. Matter of fact, he beat Peter, James, and John to paradise, because Peter, James, and John had more work to do. The disciples end up meeting that thief on the cross in paradise. And they built churches. They wrote books of the Bible. And God said, you still get the same reward. My God. Somebody ought to get excited on that. Ain't you glad that it's not about works, but it's about grace and mercy? That's what this story is trying to tell us. It's not about works. It's about, we serve a God. Well, I'm getting ahead of myself. Number one, know that you're valuable to God. No matter where you come from, And where you come in, if you're taking notes, number one, know your worth. Number two, realize who you're dealing with. Stop running to people to be blessed. Stop expecting people to give you your worth. Stop expecting folks to put you where you think you deserve to be. And learn to tell your daddy. Learn to talk to God. God, am I wrong in feeling that there's more? There's more. Am I wrong in feeling that I believe that you got more for me, that you got better for me? Listen, let me tell y'all something. God is so big that we don't need to hate on somebody else being blessed as if God's blessings are going to run out. God's blessings are not going to run out. All right. If y'all was with me on last week, you understand that we are on God's schedule, not our timing. I dealt with that a lot. We are on God's schedule, not our timing. Y'all hear me? So let's make sure that we don't get mad. Matter of fact, get excited when God is blessing somebody. Because y'all heard me say this in Living Faith a whole lot. If he's blessing your neighbor, he's in the neighborhood. And I know that sounds cliche-ish, but what that means is if God is in the blessing business, he can still bless me. I need y'all to share this. Tell you, matter of fact, somebody type, hurry up and get blessed. Type that real quick. Hurry up and get blessed. Everybody on here, I got 30 people watching right now. I want all 30 of y'all to have your house, have your wealth, have your degrees, have your jobs, make your money, get married, have the husband or wife of your dream. I want you to hurry up and get blessed because I could be next up. I know I'm yelling and screaming, but I want y'all to understand. We should not be like these stewards. We've been working since 6 o'clock in the morning and they've been working since 5 p.m. and you're going to give them the same amount of blessings I got? Maybe if they had handled it right, maybe if they had celebrated, wow, man, look at y'all. Maybe they were angry. Here it is. Maybe they were angry because they shortchanged themselves by only asking for a penny. How about this? Maybe their faith wasn't strong enough to ask them for what they really wanted. Maybe they should have asked a man for 10 pennies. But because they only asked for a penny, and apparently this man was already blessed enough to give a person who only worked 1 hour a penny, maybe if they had accepted and realized who they was talking to, maybe that's what they was angry about. That they didn't have the faith to ask for what they really wanted. And many of us get angry with God when God is saying, I gave you what you asked for. Now, what you should have did was ask me for what you really wanted. See, that's why I teach people all the time, have specificity in your prayer. Don't just pray, God, give me a man. The devil hear your prayer too. Don't just pray, God, I want to finish school. Well, what type of degree do you want? And what school do you want to go to? And do you want to finish school debt-free or do you want to finish with loans? Do you want a scholarship? Do you want grants? Tell God what you want. We serve a gigantic, ginormous, gargantuan God. I can't think of no more G words. We serve a great God. Do y'all hear me? We serve a great God. Yeah, I'm getting excited in here. I'm getting too excited. Listen, if what you ask for with God and it doesn't come through, don't just accept anything. Be willing to walk away. These men said they apparently at 6 o'clock in the morning, they were haggling with the guy and they settled on a penny. They settled on a penny, which is a denarius, which is equivalent to 10 donkeys. All right. Now, this is where I'm inserting something that maybe the story don't say, but maybe, again, this is God. This represents God. Here it is. The men that work from 6 to 6, just because they work from 6 to 6, don't mean they produce the same amount of work that the guys that work from 5 to 6 did. Who's to say that the people that came in the 1 hour, who's to say they didn't do as much work as the other people did? Who's to say that when the vineyard guys saw them, they were so appreciated? Because remember what he said. He said, why ain't y'all working? He said, nobody hired us. He said, do you want to work? Yes, we want to work. And they probably was getting just sad because it's like, man, it's 5 o'clock. He probably saw them getting ready to leave. Who's to say that these gentlemen wasn't so happy? They were so happy and so grateful that they got a chance to put in 1 hour work. Who's to say that they didn't just go to work like mad? And let me tell you something. Some Christians are going to come into church and they're going to beat the ones of us that grew up in Sunday school. I know the Bible. I know Genesis. I know the 39 Old Testament books, and I know the 26 New Testament. Wait, is that right? 66? 27. I know the 39 Old Testament and the 27 New Testament. Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, Joshua, Judges, Ruth, 1st, 2nd Samuel, 1st, 2nd Kings, 1st, 2nd Chronicles, Ezra, Nehemiah, Esther, Job, Psalms, Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, Sons of Solomon. I know them. I know. Any of y'all been a King of the Hill, Bible study? I done been in prayer meeting. Yeah, but what are you producing? What are you producing? And that's apparently what the man paid for. He didn't pay for the time. He paid for the production. Oh! He didn't pay for their time. He paid for their production. That's what the Lord revealed to me. He said, Daryl, what if I told you I didn't pay them for how long they was in the vineyard? I paid them for who was producing. And apparently, this man, they may not have matched all, one work 11 hours, but he probably looked and said, boy, if I had them at 6 a.m, my vineyard probably would have been, look how hard they're working in this 1 hour. Man, I should have hired them first. Now, let me equate to what that he says. He said, bring the last first. When you look up the word in the Greek, the word last meant least, or it meant the ones that are looked at the lowest of estate. He wasn't talking about last hired, because we know this from when he said you made them equal with us. In other words, we're better than them. How dare you bring somebody who's at a lower echelon of life and make them equal with us? There are some folks, listen, there are some folks that's okay with you as long as you don't do what they do. As long as you got to ask them for money, as long as you got to beg them for stuff, as long as you don't surpass them, they're cool with you. The minute you surpass them, I heard this hood dude, and he was cussing and yelling, but he made a lot of sense. He said, I'm so tired of people from the hood talking about I changed. He said, dog, when I didn't have no money, you weren't giving me no money. You wouldn't let me ride in your car. You wouldn't buy me nothing to eat. You called me dirty. You called me lazy. You act like that I wasn't cool to hang with. I was too fat. I was going to mess this up. And then when I got my hustle on and got blessed, all of a sudden you saying I'm changed. No, you wasn't cool with me from the beginning. It's always the people who really, listen, get successful and you'll find out who like you and who don't like you. That's a good sign right there. And I'm like this. They're going to talk about you anyway. You might as well give them something to talk about. Type that in there. Give them something to talk about. Give them something to talk about. If you're going to talk about me, go to talk about the house I got. Going to talk about how God healed me from cancer. Going to talk about how when I come into the house of God, I always got a praise on my lips. Going to talk about how God filled up so many bank accounts that I got to get multiple banks. Going to talk about how God took an idea and made me a multimillionaire. How God took my ministry, not just through the state, but internationally. Going to talk about how God took a kid from Inglewood and made him and gave him some influence. Going to talk about how God took this woman, took this man, took this kid. Whatever it is, if they're going to talk about you, give them something to talk about. Don't worry about folks that's always trying to belittle you, because God always knows what you're worth. So here's my next point. Here's my next point. Start dealing with, here it is, people in 2022. In 2022, only deal with people who you feel know your worth. Only deal with people in 2022 who you feel know your worth. Now, I ain't talking about people who make you feel good about yourself, because people who know your worth will get on your nerves. People who know your worth will refuse to allow you to live beneath your privileges. They won't let you just date anybody. They won't let you just take anything. They won't let you just accept anything. People who know your worth will drive you a little crazy because they know you better than what you're accepting. And we all need at least one person that is willing to kick us in our rump to tell us you better than that. You're being slowful. You're being lazy. You're not working according. You're not walking according to your greatness right now. You're feeling sorry for yourself. And I know you had it rough. I gave you yesterday to cry and complain, but we're not going to do this all week long. I gave you last week, but we're not going to do this all month. I'm not going to allow you to be depressed. Get up, wipe yourself off, dry your tears, and let's get back to the drawing board. It's only failure if you didn't learn something from it. Even failure can teach you what not to do. So stop hanging with people who wants to see you secretly fail, who wants to see you secretly mess up. Stop hanging with people who don't want you doing better than them. Listen, hanging with people like what I'm talking about that sees your value is usually people that are better than you. It's hard to hang. Listen, me and First Lady hang with a lot of people that got way more money than us. We hang with a lot of people that got way more knowledge than us. And I'm talking earthly right now. We hang with a lot of people. And spiritually, I've been hanging with people who churches are larger. That don't mean they're necessarily bigger than me, but they're doing something that I want. They got more knowledge in leadership. They got more knowledge in the book of the word. I'm hanging with my bishop that challenged me. Daryl, why are you worried about making sure that you could be everything to all of your members? Once you get past 100 members, you can't be there for all of them. You can't be there. You got to train your staff. Your staff got to be there. And if your staff is being lazy, get some more staff. You're going to have to hurt some people's feelings because they want the title, but they don't want the work that comes with the title. It's time for you to, hey, you go through things in church. You go through high demand. You go through turnovers in church. Be okay with that. Understand that some people are with you for a season. Some people are with you for a lifetime. Know the difference. I mean, I'm dealing with leaders that tell me, hey, man, this is God's church. You don't need to die for it. That's God's bride. Don't cheat on your wife with Jesus' wife. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. So this thing helps me. It frees me. If it's his will, it's his bill. You ain't got to pay for it. This frees me. So let me help you with something. If you're hanging with somebody and they're being blessed and you want to be around them, don't get jealous. Here's the next point. Never be jealous of someone's favor. Never be jealous of someone else's favor. Because if they see you're genuinely happy for them, God may have put them in your life to bring you along. You hear me? You hear me? God always uses somebody. God said, I'll put you before great men. Why would he put you before great men? Not to pump your ego up, but to help put you in the places where he needs you to be. The Bible never states that Pharaoh got saved, but the Bible does state that Pharaoh put Joseph in a powerful position. And I'm learning, you got these people, Pastor Doris is hanging with all this and all that. Why are you mad with who I'm hanging with? I'm hanging with people that can help you when you get in trouble. I'm hanging with people that can open up doors for you when you need the doors open. Everybody that I hang with in politics ain't gonna like, you're not gonna like everybody that I hang with in politics. You're not gonna like everyone that I hang with in the city. You're not gonna like everyone that I'm connected, let me not say hang with, connected to. But if God allowed me to connect with them, it'll be a blessing to you when you need it. I'm connected to a DPSS, Child Protective Services. I'm connected to the Sheriff Department. I'm connected to Probation Department. I'm connected to the state. I'm connected to the Assembly. I was connected to the president that y'all didn't like. I don't have no connection right now to the Democratic Party. I got some connections, and I'm working myself up in that. You got to have powerful people because God will give you favor with great men. So why get mad with something? I don't like who they hang with. Shut up. You're going to need them. I don't know if I want to hang with them. They don't agree. I don't agree with them. Nobody, the Bible never said that Darius and Xerxes got saved and became Judas and got conformed to Judaism. But they allowed Nehemiah to go build the walls again. Nobody ever said that Ruth's husband got saved. Esther's husband got saved. But she used that king. That king gave her favor to save her people. Don't be jealous of people that have favor. When I get in there, you don't know what it takes to hold that position. You don't know what it takes to get that favor. My God. My God. My wife is saying I'm crowding the screen. What is retro pay? Retro pay. The definition of retro pay, short for retroactive pay, is a compensation added to an employee's paycheck to make up for compensation shortfall in a previous pay period. I am telling y'all, we lost some stuff in 2020 and 2021. I am telling y'all on 2022, in 2020, I stand by this with all my heart, that this is the it factor year. And not just, I told y'all, this is the decade moment. God is going to reveal to y'all how to operate in this strategic strategy. God's going to give you how to operate in this system. And you cannot let folks who's mad with your favor deter you. Folks are always going to talk about you. Folks are always going to belittle you. Folks are going to always act like you ain't doing the job that they wish they could do. Folks are going to always act like that they could do it better than you. But if they could, God will put them there. Stop listening to the noise and listen to the next step. And this is what the man said. He said, why are you mad with me paying out of my money to people that I want to bless? Why are you mad? Why are you mad? It's up to me to decide how much I want to pay somebody. You said you wanted a denarius. I said, I give you a denarius. You said you'll work from 6 to 6. I said, okay. Now, I told this man I'll pay him whatsoever is right according to what I have to give. Oh, not what's right according to man's law, but I'm going to give what's right according to my abundance. Oh my God. So apparently this man was rich and he wasn't going to pay minimum wage. He was going to pay according to how God has blessed him. Let me tell you something. When God bless you, don't you become a cheapskate. God blesses you to be a blessing. And you pull somebody else up. I try to help everybody that God knows. Ain't no person, black, white, Hispanic, polka dot, yellow, striped, has come to me that I ain't tried to help. From the city to the church. My wife gets nervous because she's like, babe, you can't help everybody. But I'm like this. If I think I can help you, I'm going to do my best. Even when folks are being snakes, even when folks are talking about me behind my back to get other credit, and even when I know folks don't have my best interests at heart, because I'm not doing it for their glory. I'm doing it because God put me here. And if God put me here, he'll protect me. Remember what Joseph said to his brothers? He said, you meant it for evil, but God meant it for good. Why would I turn around and get revenge on you when you was part of the plan? Why would I turn around? Y'all need to share this. This is going to bless somebody. God gave Joseph retro pay. That's why he named his boys Benjamin and Ephraim. He said, you made me to forget all my toil and sorrow. Oh, God's going to bless some of us in 2022 to the point that we're going to forget about what COVID. Matter of fact, some of us going to get so blessed that COVID is going to be like, y'all still dealing with COVID? Y'all don't believe me. I'm telling you. Some people are going to be so blessed that COVID is going to be an afterthought to you. Some people's going to be so blessed financially, spiritually, and physically that COVID's going to be an afterthought to you. God's going to give you such strategies and how to deal with the system and how to deal with this world that COVID is not going to be a factor to you. Matter of fact, you're going to try to show other people, this is how we do this. I've always been the person that when I'm blessed, I try to bring as much people along with me. But then I always run into that one person that don't want me to bless them. They want to know how I'm getting. It's okay. In the drug game, you know, I don't know this because I never was a drug dealer, but I've heard this from people that if you want to survive, the most valuable person is the person that has to connect, because the connect has the dope supply and the dope dealers need the connect. And so there's always one person that's in between the connect and the dope dealers. That's the most important person. You keep that person alive, because the connect ain't going to allow you to know where he growing his dope and his pure dope. He's not going to do that. He's going to put somebody in front of him, a layer of protection, maybe 1 or 2 layers. And there's always somebody who wants to know your connect so that they can move you out the way. Instead of saying, hey, man, just as long as you supplying me, we good. We making money. Nah, we got to get him out the way. He too important. It's always that one person. It's always that one person. And let me tell you something. It's nothing you can do about another person's insecurities. I heard a preacher say that. It's nothing. It ain't nothing you can do about another man's insecurities. But what you can do is keep being you and tell God, Lord, protect me from every hater and liar. I pray that consistently. Shut the mouth of the liar. Shut the mouth of the hater. Lord, you know my heart and you know what I'm trying to do. And if you are pleased with me, continue to give me favor. I get up every morning and I pray, God, give me wisdom. I pray James, Lord, if any man lack wisdom, let him ask for it. And I am telling y'all right now, there are some people that don't want to see you blessed because they feel if you get blessed more than them, that you're going to leave them and you're going to forget about them. And instead of saying, how did you do it? And what is it, the strategies that you pull? And maybe that may not work for me, but maybe it'll spark an idea. I don't want to use the words crabs in a barrel. They want to do more than they want to crack you. They want to cook you and boil you, put butter on you and eat you alive. Y'all hear me? So this story is about the 5 o'clock people that folks think are no good. Folks think are you feel also to the 5 o'clock people, you feel that you've lost time. That's why I call it retro pay. You didn't lost 11 hours. You're in your 11th hour. You feel like you've lost time. Lord, every time I try to do something, notice what he said, nobody will hire us. Everyone's looked over us. So you've been looked over. You've been looked over. You've been, what's the word? People don't think you have any value. Folks don't think that you can do what you say you can do. They feel like you can't produce what you say you can produce. And here comes a person that's got more blessings than you can think. And they're so blessed that they're willing to give you a full day's labor for 1 hour. Understand what happened. They got paid a full day for 1 hour. A full day for 1 hour. You mean to tell me that God can't give us a year for a year? Whatever you lost in 2020 and 2021, that God can't give it back in 2022? The devil is a liar. I am telling you that if we be about the Father's business, if we work like we only got an hour left, if we preach like that's our last message, if we witness like Jesus is coming back tomorrow, if we give, knowing that if I give, God will give back to me, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. If I tell my testimony, knowing that how God saved me, he can save somebody else. What will God give you? What will God do for you? What kind of miracles and manifestations will God begin to reveal? So much so, this is when you know you're blessed. When folks start turning on you. Not only did they turn on the people that got paid, but they turned on the man that paid them. Why would you turn on the person that paid you? Yeah, this ain't right. He said, man, but this is what you agreed to. I don't care. You made them equal to us. Why are you worried about somebody else's payday? This is what you said you will work for. Did I cheat you? Did I not give you what you asked for? Did I do you wrong? He said, friend, go about your way. And this is the problem. That word going about your way, in one translation, it means go kill yourself. Go die. Look it up. Y'all think I'm playing. It says go die. Leave. You will no longer work for me no more. With an attitude like that, you can no longer receive any of this blessing. And you will kill off your favor, the little favor you have, by looking at somebody else instead of saying, okay, God, okay, God. Instead of saying, you know what, I want to be blessed like that. I'm not saying, oh, well, I'm going to wait till 5 o'clock and work. No, that's not what I'm saying. Next time you say, well, you know what, if I'm going to work all day for you, I realized that I shortchanged myself and you saw what I could do for you. So I'm going to need 3 denarii. Okay. Yeah, I saw the work you did. I think you're worth it. Let's do it. Understand what you're doing. Y'all. Listen, we are shortchanging God. We are shortchanging God. I keep telling y'all that I feel we're going to have an earthly moment one day, and we're going to see God in all this glory. And we're going to realize I should have had my faith should have matched God's magnificence. My faith should have matched God's magnificence. I love y'all. That's all I got tonight. That's all I wanted to share. All right. I'm telling you, this is the year that God take the forgotten, the thrown down, the left out, the ones who feel like I'm not getting my fair share. It's not happening for me. Look like it's not going to happen for me. The devil is a liar. Let me tell y'all a story and I'm done. Let me tell you a story and I'm done. 48 hours before David became king, we always skip over this. David has the battle. David leaves to go fight for the Philistines against Saul. And people to this day don't know if David was going to turn and kill the Philistines and be a spy, or was he really going to, had he made up in his mind, I'm sick of Saul, I'm going to fight for them. But the Bible states that the other princes went to the Philistine king and said, you are not going to let David fight for us. That's not going to happen. David's going to turn and ask for favor with the king. He's going to try to get favor with the king, and he's going to turn around and kill us. They knew how bad of a man he was, and he had 600 men following him. But each man was able to kill about 200-300 apiece. David had some killers with him. All right. So the Bible says that the king comes to him and says, hey, you never turned on me. You never done. But actually, that wasn't true. David was going through all the small little cities of Philistine and destroying them, collecting his wealth. And he was getting wealthy off of sacking small cities. So here's what happens. He goes back to the city that they gave him, Ziklag. I want y'all to hear this. I want to encourage somebody. Goes back to the city Ziklag, and his city gets sacked. The children are gone, his wealth is gone, and he loses his friendships. The Bible said the men are so distraught that they want to stone David. They don't believe in him no more. The Bible says David is, if you read one, he's about to have a nervous breakdown because his wives and children and wealth is gone, and now he's losing his homeboys. He prays, puts on the Urim and the Thummim and says, shall I recover all? And God says, you shall recover all and some. David goes down, gets his stuff. We always talk about that battle, but this is what we forget. It was 2 days later that he becomes king. So the devil sent the knockout blow to David 2 days before he was about to get his fulfilled destiny. Oh my God. And some of y'all may have had some knockout blows, but I declare if you can hang on in there and just hang in the 11th hour, God's going to send somebody to knock on your door and say, hey, come here. I got a blessing with your name on it. I am telling you. Renata, I'm a living witness. You can put in application after application, and finally they will see your worth. Why they keep passing me up and give you one of the best paydays, and you'll make the same amount of money that people that have degrees make. Renata, I need you to say amen. So I am telling you now, hang in there. Don't worry about haters. Don't worry about, they are doing their job. Don't let haters stop you from doing your job. They were loud enough to let those people at 5 o'clock know you made them equal with us. What that word, the last, meant they are lesser than us in stature. They are lesser than us in workability, and you paid them the same amount of money. Don't let them folks get to you. You just go and say, well, I don't know what y'all did, but we got paid the same. I know y'all worked all through the sun, and it wasn't that I was being lazy, but don't hate me because of my favor. Don't blame me, blame God. And the next time somebody get all huffy and puffy with you, don't cuss back at them. Don't go back at them. Don't go tit for tat on Twitter and Facebook and Texas. Just tell them, you know what? Bishop told me to tell you blame God. And then that's it. Don't respond no more. What does that mean? You ain't saved. You ain't no more saving. Look, let your work speak for itself. Just tell them, blame God. Blame God. Don't blame me. Blame God. I walked in with a lot of other men of God, and God loves every last man of God that walked in that city with me. A lot of those men I love and talk to this day. But for whatever reason of those pastors, God chose me to get into politics. Of all those pastors that was there, God chose me. Now, that's not to say that God didn't choose them to do something else great, but God chose me. And y'all better believe I've been fighting as hard as I can with the power that I have. And not just politically. I've been fighting for 20 years in Living Faith as a pastor in the city. I've been fighting for my marriage. I've been fighting for my children. I fought to make sure. Let me tell you something I fought for. I fought to make sure that I didn't save other people's lives and my children don't love me and don't be saved. I made sure that I didn't go help other men and don't raise 3 respectable men of my own. I made sure that I didn't tell other young ladies not to be thoughts. And I got a lot of daughters in that church. Y'all better look at Brianna's friends and different ones that call me dad. I got football teams that called me dad all the way up. I was always that football dude. But I made sure I didn't help somebody else and be youth pastors or somebody else. My wife and I made a commitment to our children. I made a commitment to my family on both sides, in-laws and my family. Even though we have gotten mad and had fights and threw cards at each other, I do my best to try to apologize and bring us. And every Christmas, we all together. Every Christmas, we come back together. Every Thanksgiving, we loving each other. Kingpin know what I'm talking about. I have made it a business to live what I preach. So don't blame me because of the favor that I have. Because I'm working. I'm working like I'm like I'm. Let me tell y'all something. I used to always have a fear because my father died at 50, that I might die at 50. So I worked like a madman. My wife used to be like, babe, slow down. Stop putting the church and stop. And I was like, I don't. And in my head, she never knew what it was. And I'm slowing down now. I don't mind taking Sundays off. I missed the Sunday. Well, I missed a half a Sunday. It took my son to a San Francisco game. Something I would have never done. Something all y'all do. All y'all go to football games and stuff. I would never do that on a Sunday. I felt like I was sinning if I was to take off a Sunday to go enjoy my family. But I realized God will give you favor if you work for him and don't worry about what the haters say and what they say outside. People are always going to talk about you, y'all. You don't never hear as much as folks. People been listen. This is something that I've noticed. Kingpin, tell me if I'm wrong or not. As far as I know, King, I hope you're still on. I have yet to hear Jay-Z say he's going to go on that battle. As far as I know, I have yet. And even P. Diddy jumped on there and was like, I dare somebody to challenge me. But there's 2 rappers I haven't heard say that they're going on there. And that's Hove and that's Dr. Dre. You know why? I know he's not, because he already know who he has nothing to prove. He's a billionaire. Dr. Dre, no, he started the game. He started this thing called gangster rap. He has nothing to prove. You got to get to the point that you don't have nothing to prove. Make a statement and stand by it. Well, prove it. For what? I got the receipts. And let me tell you something. Y'all got the receipts too. Woo! God, I felt that thing. Anybody that's got a testimony, you got the receipts. You ain't got to prove nothing to nobody. What's my receipts? God saved me and sanctified me and filled me with the Holy Ghost. God placed my feet on a solid rock. And I know I'm doing stuff right now that I could not do if it had not been for the Lord. Zechariah 4:6, not by power nor by might, but by my spirit, saith the Lord. Somebody type that right now. Nothing to prove. You ain't got nothing to prove. So when you work like that, I'm moving on to the next thing. I ain't finna talk to you about what I did yesterday. I'm moving on to the next thing. I'm not finna talk to you about what I did last year. I'm moving on to the next thing. I'm not going to argue with you about who's a better preacher, who's got the best church, who's the best politician. I'm not going to argue with you over Democrats and Republicans. I'm going to do my job. I ain't got nothing to prove. When you do that, God will continually give you favor. That's it, y'all. I love you. I appreciate you. God bless you. I hope this blessed you today. All right. You don't get what you deserve. You get what you intend. So don't get angry with favor. All right. Retro pay. That's what we talked about tonight. Listen, I want everyone that's on here tonight to sow a $22 seed if you can. Everyone. Y'all see it streaming right now. Givelify, Cash App. You know, hey, I'm not trying to buy a brand new car. I'm not trying. Listen, let me tell you something I'm doing right now. And I want y'all to get this word out. I'm finna put this out. I am going to sponsor 50 high school seniors and juniors, if juniors want to go to the HBCU college fair in LA. Councilman Doris is going to sponsor it. And we're going to get the transport, the Q Dogs. I hate saying they nicknames, but the Qs are going to sponsor my man Cedric White. They're going to sponsor the rides. All right. But I want y'all to get the word out. All high school seniors. I think it's February the 19th. It's going to be happening, the Black College Expo. And I'm going to have the youth and young adult help out with chaperoning. But I want to sponsor 50 children. All right. 50 teenagers that want to go to college. All right. So we're gonna have a good time with that. Hey, this is what God gave me to do. All right. We're going to have some great stuff. I've already told the city that I'm taking over some things for the city that represents us. All right. But I represent the whole city now, y'all. Don't just handcuff me to being a black man. I represent the whole city. But there's some things that's particular to our culture that we understand that I will be taking over next year. It'll never happen like it did this year again. Trust me when I say it. So y'all pray for me as I pray for you. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Get this Bible study out. I think it blessed me, man, when I was reading it. But God did something on Sunday morning. There was no need of me preaching it. Thank you, King. I appreciate that, man. And hey, let's get it in 2022. 2022 is the it factor. To all my visitors, I love y'all. God bless y'all. Share. And everyone that will hit a $22. That ain't no money for y'all. Hit a $22 seed tonight. All right. Hit a $22 seed tonight. On fourth Sunday, I'm giving out every fourth Sunday. We're blessing the church because it's our 20th year of ministry. 20th year ministry. So we're going to be giving out 20 gifts on fourth Sunday. All right. Usually First Lady preach on fourth Sunday, but she already preached for me first Sunday. So I'll be preaching this Sunday if the Lord don't move again. But hey, whatever God does is what he does. So everyone sold tonight. We love you. God bless you. I appreciate you. If you got any prayer requests, if you got anything that you need God to do, I want you right now to send it to our email address. All right. Make sure you send it to our email address at admin@livingfaithcathedral.org. All right. We love you. God bless you. I see y'all later. Hey, this song by J. Moss sums it up. It is what it is. All right. I love y'all. Y'all have a great night. God bless you.